has to actually be the end.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I know it's pretty early, Australian Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be building again very soon. Just going to So basically, what we're doing today is we're finishing off our Ravensford play. There we go. We're going to finish our castle. We are going to try to get the king to come to Ravensford. And that'll be it, really. So I don't know how long that's going to take us. I'm hoping it'll take about 3 hours to do. We did have a lot going on last time, but I think at this stage, let's take a look around here. Happiness 105, so we're doing all right there. Coin is more than we've ever had. Let's take a look at yeah, and we're not even taxing people, really. Cheese is up. We had a bit of problem. We had a cheese shortage yesterday. I know, horror. the horror. Fish and vegetables are fine. Meat is okay. Berries are fine. And I think what we were running low on yesterday, which we tried to remedy quite quickly, is goods and iron. And I think that's it. So we're just going to jump straight in today. Surplus of goods. Yes, I know. Aren't we great? Let's take a look. Did we have any jobs? Market hall, charcoal huts, city food stalls, and some surgeons. Oh, we want to get more woodcutters and a few more soldiers. So let's take a look over here. We'll see if we can actually order some more. We can. Can we do any of this yet? No. We'll leave that out. So we're going to welcome 5 more militia. And what we're also going to do, so we're going to double check that we've got all of our positions filled at our monastery. We do not. We have 2 positions open by the looks of it, so we can add a few more people. We're not going to welcome 5 novices because, well, they won't all get jobs. And none of these. Barber surgeons, maybe. But no. That's alright. We will just wait for people to come on in. Alright, let's take a look here over here. One of the things I wanted to check. Yeah, we've got plenty of room here. Got a couple of barber surgeons at work. The bailiff's office is there. Oh, that's not very good. We've only got 1 person. So what are we going to do? We're going to chuck them on the charcoal burner. Not literally, but you get the point. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to make some space for food in particular. Cheese. I'm going to add some common goods. I'm going to assign a whole bunch of resources. Going to do that. Oh, no. Yes, we are going to do that. Not for the money so much, but it does give us a small jump here in influence. Anyway, let's finish this off. So we've got bread, we've got cheese. I'm going to put more bread in here. Common clothes, common wares. Candles. We'll do more candles actually. Oh, more clothes. Oh, a bit more of everything. Alright, so we've got herbs, we've got honey, we've got jewellery, and well, let's see how we're doing here. I'm going to make more honey. Why are we so low on herbs all of a sudden? I bet you any money it's because, yeah, we're using herbs here. So do we want to keep using herbs? I think we're going to go for garnished greens. We're going to get rid of the herbs. Not the herbs, the... Hang on, let's double check this. Garnished greens, yes. So we're going to change... Well, when simple stew runs out, we're going to change that to garnished greens. We will get there, we will get there. Alright, oop, I forgot to change this. Let's take a look here. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's start adding... I'm going to add a transporter and we're going to start filling this up. Now, do we need to add some more decorations around here? I don't feel we have to. I could always add this here. That's fine. What is wrong with you? There's no beautification in your area. Oh no. Alright, so here are a batch of soldiers. So what we're going to do, let's take a look. We're going to add them to all these swordsmen here. So we're not going to do that again because we won't need to. In fact, what we can do though is we can look here. We can see that everybody's 10 except for these swordsmen, but we will get there. Now, is there anything under construction? Doesn't look like it, so that's good. That means our builders aren't doing anything of import really. Now, charcoal is starting to go back up. Timber is starting to stabilize. Now, who are you and why aren't you? You're a citizen. Okay, why can't you find a house? I'm sure. How about we also check something here? Residential area. That's about as much as I'm willing to give here. Can't really expand it much more than that. I mean, we could expand this one a bit. And we could make it a bit prettier. Let's chuck in a couple of rose bushes here. Alright, and maybe even allow someone to set up around here. We're really starting to struggle for space in here, but that's okay. I'm going to open this up because of a trick that one of our friends mentioned yesterday. Are we collecting our taxes? We absolutely are. Nobody's in red, everybody's paying up. No more room at the lodging. Oh, what a shame. Sure, you can find somewhere else. Storage is full. Huh. Didn't know they stored anything in those. Alrighty. No access to housing again. This is... I won't call it concerning, but this is annoying. Probably annoying for them too. I mean, I could expand this. We're just waiting for more folks now. Going to 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And this should start fixing up any shortage of goods that we have. And I think we're doing alright with everything else too. This mess hall here, let's take a look at this. So we need to assign some resources. So we're going to assign a little bit of everything here. How's our meat going? Looks like it's not quite where we want it. Let's take a look here. So we will see if there's anything worth hunting. Over here there is definitely a few things worth going hunting for. So what we might do is we might add a second area. So we're going to pop, yeah, we'll pop 4 hunting huts down. And what we're going to do is we're also going to put some butcheries down as well, because we do not want to run out of meat. So you keep on saying no access to housing, but I mean, we're getting there. Now you're saying no access to goods. I mean, we are getting there. Alrighty, let's take a look-see here. This is what we need. Alright. Add another woodcutter. So yeah, all we need is 2 for the swords, 6 for woodcutters, 2 more for charcoal burners there, and 3 more for charcoal burners there. Barber surgeon, you know what, I am going to welcome a few more here. Let's take a look here. I'm going to get next kingdom privilege. Let's see, what can we get here? It's going to be our last one. Kingdom upkeep, inherited lands. I think we're going to go kingdom upkeep. I mean, we've got upkeep for everything else. So this will help us financially. And it's not as if we're going to be buying huge amounts of land again. Basically bought up 80% of the map now. We don't really need to expand that much more. Unfortunately, I'm feeling pretty sore today, guys. It's possibly something to do with my chronic fatigue. Unfortunately, it does cause muscular pain, but I'm not sure if that's... You know what, we're going to attend that. Okay, we cannot sell war rations. So something we're going to do for now is we're going to stop this from producing resources. We don't need that. Alright, let's take a look back here. Where do we want them? We've got... Nope. Where is it? Ah, here we go. So we're going to add 2 more swords folk. And that covers that. And a couple more woodcutters. We'll just fill them up as we go. Let's take a look here. So we've got a couple of companies that are back. A couple that are still out. Yeah, I think this is working fine. This is our barracks. We've got more than enough space for everybody here. and our magnificent treasury, expanding it by 18,300. Alright, the other thing we're going to do is, now that I think about it, let's take a look-see here. See if anybody else needs promoting. They do. Alright. Yeah, that's working out fine. If we could turn this to rations, wouldn't that be good? So you say no access to refined food, but we have a buttload of it here. Alright, how are our clothes going? Yeah, that's not too bad. Alright, so we've got quite a few people here. So we're going to add, I believe, we're going to add 5 barber surgeons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we're going to do is, yep, each one of these is a commoner. So we're going to turn them into citizens. That will help them a lot. Now, yeah, sure. This will get us a little more influence with the kingdom. And that'll give us a few more folk to throw in here. And timber should definitely be going back up very soon. We've added a 3rd lumber camp here. And they are all working very efficiently. Let's take a look at what missions we've got. So let's see here. So I think our 2nd grade missions, for the most part, they're okay. So we only got 2 people then. That's annoying, because we're doing everything right. Okay, woodcutters are finally done. Let's add, yep, another charcoal burner. And it says maximum. Employment's high, even though we've got at least half a dozen places we need people. These guys continue for a little while. Looks like they've got a bit more space they can fill up. Excellent, a high trade volume. See, it says housing insufficient. not really. We have a huge amount of housing around here. Let's see if this helps at all. The house is upgrading over here. I mean, that's something, surely. Yep, they're consuming a fair bit here, so we've made the right decision by building that there. Alright, our population's nearly at 900. One in here, and a couple up there. I mean, it's interesting because we only have the one transporter here, but they're doing a perfectly adequate job. I mean, if I filled all these up, which I really don't need to, it would just be probably causing us to lose more resources than gaining or becoming more efficient in any area. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I've got a bit of a sore tummy today, sore back, all this kind of stuff. I did get a solid block of 6 hours sleep though, which is good. Alright, Spear Company 2 is back. Bow Company 1 is back. What do you mean you got no access to goods? Heaps of goods here. Yeah, here we go. Timber's back up over 1,000. That's good. Common clothes are probably going to reach over 500. War rations are at 300 now, so that's handy. Why can I not reach this stone quarry? It's very strange. Maybe we need another gate here. Oh goodness. Nearly lost them then. I'm going to add one more in the mess hall, just because. There we go. Now we're starting to fill the hunters up. And I must not forget that we actually have to zone this as hunting. So if we forgot to do that, they would not be collecting from here. let's take a look at everybody here. So, Castle Company and Spear Company are good to go again. Sword Company... This I'm not sure about. Sometimes these get messed up. Because this guy's not training whatsoever at the moment. Bow Company. This one's wounded. And Sword Company 2 here. Alright. Go. Make sure the butchers are commoners, as that is where they perform best. And they can start butchering the meat coming from this area here. So one of the other things which is quite good is these larger market halls. You see the transporters here. Now, this section here is storage. Now, it's not as good as a granary whose sole reason for being is storage. And they have all their transporters and that. But here's the thing, is that you do not need to build another granary for each time you want to build a market stall in that area. Okay, let's take a look. Resident citizen. Interesting. So sometimes you find that it's no fault of your own, but housing requirements are sometimes they change. So if a citizen was to move into a place, if there are enough citizens in that place, it'll upgrade. If it's predominantly like commoners and then one citizen, it might only upgrade to second level. But what often happens is if we have citizens or commoners or even serfs, they move from one area to another because I've got them working in a different area. All of a sudden, oh, look at the horsies. Okay, what have we got here? So we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've only got 3 more to do. We've got that second butchery working now. But yeah, you find with housing in this game, it's like a tipping point. So if you've got one commoner, which we actually do here, for some reason the bailiff. There we go. So he's going to move out immediately because he's probably found a better place to live. But yeah, see how we've got a candle maker here, we've got a baker, so that's a citizen, a commoner. Then we've got 2 foragers who are serfs, and they're living in a well-to-do house. But then if we look at this one here, dairy farmer, woodcutter, market tender, and shepherd, they're all commoners, so that's a poorer house. We'll go to something like this. We've got a cheesemaker who's a commoner, a weaver's I think a weaver's a commoner, and a miner, which is a serf. But generally speaking, if a house is of this quality, they're going to have, yeah, here we go, tailor. Okay, so we've got 2 commoners, a citizen, and a serf in this one. take a look here. So Bow Company 1, Bow Company 2 and Spear Company 2 are still not ready yet. They're technically out on mission still. Okay, house is downgrading, that's fine. So we're probably finding, yeah, that certain houses out here, some might upgrade, some might downgrade. It's purely about how many like serfs to citizens, who's living where. Spear Company 2 is back, Bow Company 1 is back apparently. So let's take a look here. See, there's Bow Company 1 and Spear Company 2, they're not back. Here we go, your mission is a success, let's see. Okay, there's Bow Company 2, they're back. Saying housing insufficient, then another one was upgrading. So yeah, they're trying to sort themselves out at the moment. Okie dokie. So what we're going to do, 2 more hunters, 1 more hunter, and then we're going to turn immigration off because that's pretty close to all we need. We're going to add 1 more in the mess hall just for good measure. Everybody's got 3 transporters now. Yep, they're making sure this is all filled up, so it's fine. Alright, so the wounded, we haven't lost anybody yet, which is good. And ooh. Ooh. Yeah, let's do it while we've got it. Gonna open a court of heroes. Okay, so what's the requirements here? Requires a statue, requires a base, requires heavy fortification. So I reckon we put it here. Start off with an octagonal plinth. You can't put another plinth on there. An octagonal pedestal. Doing another octagonal. No. We'll just do this. Magnificent King. The Vanquisher. Peacekeeper. Thunderous Hero. The Relief of Faith. I like the Peacekeeper. There we go. So we're going to build that one. Now, back in the old version of this game, building those kinds of things was overly complicated because you had to have quite a few pieces that made up a decoration like that. There we go. And sometimes they had obscure things like must be built close to water or must be built in forests and things like that. And it didn't really make sense, especially sometimes when there were maps that didn't have water. So people are saying they've got no access to goods, but let's see here. Common clothes. Alright, I'll tell you what. How about we take meat out and we're going to put common clothes here. We'll see if we can store some common clothes because we've got quite a lot. And we're definitely making them up here now too. It's a wonderful day at the moment. It's not too hot. And I live pretty much opposite to a large primary school. So all the kids are on school holiday at the moment, which means that there's no one running around screaming from across the road. I mean, it doesn't bother me all the time. It's usually just around pick up and drop off times. And if you go out and you come back and you're trying to get a car park in front of your house and all of a sudden you can't because there's 200 parents trying to pick up their kids all at once. Okay, start the mandate, attend the court to discuss warfare. Ooh. Okay. We're going to invest here. Actually, you know what? We are going to get... Let's see here. We're going to get a couple more folk because I forgot about this. We still need... Yeah, we still need 2 here. Alright. We've got a lovely big patch here. We've got nothing on, but we don't really need to put anything there at the moment. I'm almost tempted to set up a second goods market here. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I'm getting annoyed by all the notifications saying we can't find any goods. I'm like, but there's 3 places close to you. Let's take a look here. Alright, yeah, this is fine. How long do we have to wait? 7 days it says, which probably means that the first group's already almost here. Look at him go. 2 per box. And this person's having a nap. That's hilarious. I didn't even think... I've never seen that before. Sometimes you do need to just slow this game down and be like, hey, take a look around. Smell the roses. As you put another rose bush down. Alright, we got more money from the Wandering Monks. Well, look at our money. It's dropped by over 1,000 here. There we go. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we're going to donate 1, 2. And then, hopefully, yep, there they are. Okay, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Then we're going to add another market person here. We're going to make sure that we have some goods there. So hopefully people... Actually, I just realized something, and this can trip you up, so you got to really double check this stuff. So we only had 1 goods store here, which sold common clothes and common wares. Problem with that is, with citizens, they require all 3: common clothes, common wares, and candles. And we didn't have any candles there because there wasn't a space in this smaller market. So once this gets filled up, you'll probably find that there's a couple of citizens that'll pick up candles from here. And they keep coming here because it's the closest market to them, which is fine. But then if we look over here at the larger market, we've got common clothes, common wares, candles. In fact, we've got a lot of candles there. But yeah, sometimes they don't walk that distance to go get a candle, so hopefully this should fix it up. Okay, attending the Royal Company soldiers with 80% approval, that's fine. Alright, let's take a look here. Alright, so one thing we're going to double check now is we're going to check our list. Because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look here. Then that's fine. But then all of a sudden we got ourselves some knights. Alrighty. First knight promoted. Yes, well done. Okay, actually we might turn this off now because I don't think... Yeah, we're all good here. Bugger, we'll take these guys in. Now, these are next on our list. So what we could do is we could upgrade to steel swords and that. Now, steel you cannot produce on your own. You have to order it in. And the only place, of course, that you can order it in is from the kingdom. So let's take a look. First thing. We can still invest in a few things here. One of the things that we really do need is planks. So what we're going to do... Why oh why isn't this being filled up? Because we've got plenty of people cutting planks. We don't want to build any more if these ones are just going to fill up and they're not even going to go into the warehouse. All right. Okay, beer's starting to drop down a bit, so that's what we're going to do. We are going to, and I think we found the perfect spot, we're going to add 1, 2, and 3 breweries right here. And that's going to sort that out fairly quickly. And you know what? We're also going to make sure let's take a look here. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. How many do we have? We've got a fair few manuscripts. Oh, we have none in storage. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, can we... Yes, we can. We've got to keep up with everything. It's so difficult sometimes. Garnished greens, golden... What are you producing? You've got golden gruel, you've got robust roast. So we need in here, we're going to put robust roast in. Yeah, that looks fine. Yeah. Yeah, no, these are all working fine now. Now, one thing I will do is I will add a well over here because that's important. Let's take a look here. Milk's right up there again, so we're happy with that. Bread's doing okay. Flour's doing fine. Wheat we're okay with. Meat's going right back up now. That's what we need, is this little area here doing the thing. We're still losing iron ore a bit. We dropped under 1,000. We were at nearly 2,000 before. I'm going to add another iron ore collection point. These ones don't produce as much, but it's fine to have. I'm going to build another one there. No. We're keeping our bread and herbs. I don't like donating those. Do you ever think sometimes, like, you take a look at this stuff, cheap viewers, stream boo, etc., etc. All these scammers and bots, like, do people literally, they make their life scamming other people, like they make their living, and you go, okay, look, you understand if it's like some poor street kid in, you know, pick a developing country. But then these people aren't those. These people are people who have learnt how to use a computer over time to the point where they can set up, you know, rather sophisticated scams and that. And you're just looking at them and going, couldn't you think of anything better to do with your life than being a shit human being? You know, and amongst other things, it's like you take a look at it and you wonder who the hell is actually falling for that. Like, I've been streaming for a week and instantly I can see that kind of stuff. Like, who makes bots for this? Like, do you get a life, you know? Alrighty. Oh, this one's already finished, so we're going to add 2 people here. We're going to a few more in the population. You watch now. I only want 2 more people, but I bet you any money they're going to send way more than that. Why are you still waiting for housing? Good baker. And we could possibly. Oh no, not there. Maybe here. I mean, I've opened up a fair bit of space here. I mean, we could add a few more decorations around here. Sure, everyone can have a rose bush. Oh. There we go. Fine, I will take all 5 of you and we will find you something to do. You know what, let's buy this one and then I'll stick another iron mine over here. build that one up. And you know what? Here we go. We'll do this too. And let's even add. There we go. Sure, we can do that one. Right, let's take a look here. So these guys aren't necessarily healing like this guy here. So one of the other things we're going to double check again is we're going to open our list. Just double check everything. Oop, here we go. Because sometimes we miss them. Okay, that looks fine. Yeah, looks like nobody's ready for an upgrade. That's okay. Here we go. Spoiled beer. It seems the beer is spoiled on its way to your village. Seeing as the villagers have already spent the resources you provided, they find the situation somewhat awkward. We could say accidents happen. We don't need to do that. I'm afraid you'll have to pay for it, or they won't notice, will they? Oh, you know what? They'll have to pay. Do we get our beer though? No, we don't. Probably not. Alright, looks like we've got 3 folk that are unemployed still. Let's just double check. Yeah, looks like everything else is okay. Population's at 928 now. What have we got? We've got 4 knights, 23 soldiers, 43 militiamen, 4 priors, 77 sisters, 54 brothers, 73 citizens, 176 commoners, 474 serfs. Not bad. That's a good split. But they haven't explained why these people aren't happy. We've got 2 miners, a hunter, and a butcher. I mean, we could put a patrol out here. That might make them a little happier. That would be interesting. We haven't done any patrols. If we take a look at fortifications, we go modest castle watchtower. Something like this. Build that. And then, from my understanding, with a watchtower like that, you just have to set a single company to doing their own thing. Alright, so sword company. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this sword company, we're going to deploy them. Then we're going to free the granaries. So what are we going to do? We're going to need a sword company and any type of company. So we're going to send sword company 1. Who's a little lower? I'm going to send bow company 2. Take a look. We'll do a convoy escort next, methinks. So we need a spear company and an any kind of company. So we'll send spear company 2, and we're going to send the archers. then we're going to send the enemy on the move. So we need to assign a bow company and any company. And we cannot because we don't have a bow company left. Okay, so what we're going to do... Oh, what are we going to do? I think we can call them back actually. So if we click this, yeah, we can say call company back. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to do enemy on the move. We're going to go bow company and sword company in that one. I'm going to deploy them there. And sword company and any type. And then we're just going to do... Oh, wait, why can't we? Oh, that's a... well, that's okay. These guys have done a lot of fighting anyway. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to change their mission. We're going to go patrol duty and patrol duty. Warning, too far from any watch post or guard tower company. Guard duty company. Is it though? I mean, they're here. I mean, how close does it have to be? I mean, what if we were to do this? We go... Oh... Doesn't let us paint. So usually what you would find is that... here we go. Paint patrol area. That's what we want. Paint that patrol area. We're also going to make sure we stick those two miners over here. Then these fellas, I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to get them to patrol out here as well. Alright, so we've got one fella left at this point. Where are we going to put him? I reckon... Well, these guys have been having a bit of trouble keeping up, so we'll add a transporter there. There we go, guys. So now it's just a matter of waiting for our companies to do what they got to do. Then eventually we're going to be able to do these. So we've got to complete the enemy on the move military mission or free the granaries. So we're doing that one at the moment. Yeah, it's the same for both of those, so that's alright. But yeah, this is looking good. Now if you ever want to check your patrols, usually you would have another thing here. In fact, we're going to build one. Are we? See, this is strange to me because I feel like we were pretty close. Maybe if we stick it just here. What if we were to do that? Maybe that would... Yeah, no, it's not going to do it. We're going to get rid of that. Spear Company 2 is back apparently. I mean, that's from a convoy escort. That can't be right. What we're going to do is we're going to check here too. So you guys are healing up occupants. So with this, soldiers take a lot less time to heal. See, I think this is glitched out. So yeah, you can see patrol coverage. Sometimes that's enough to make these upgrade. You don't really need to. Alright, so let's take a look here. Iron ore is still dropping off. Now that's concerning considering how much... You know what we're going to do? In fact, we're going to add a couple more. Is there anywhere else? I mean, there's stone here. There's one over here. We don't want to build it here because that'll scare the piggies away. Very interesting. The other thing which is moderately concerning is stone here. We're starting to run, we're not low, but it's trending in a negative. And I think that's the best way to explain a lot of how this game works, is that you've got to see the trends. Because if things are trending negative, it doesn't take very long for something to say, you first notice that it drops under 1,000, like iron ore, it drops under 1,000 for the first time in forever. And then you go, okay, so that's still high, but then the next time you look it's at 500, and then the next time you look it's at 100. And you're kind of like, well, hang on. Why is this happening? Wow. We can promote a few people here. How many can we promote? All of them, apparently. Let's double check on trade here, because I want to see what it's going to take. So we're not trading planks at all. Oh, you know what? There's another one just over here. Can we get that one too? Oh. I'll build one here as well. I'm going to buy that. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we expedite this process. Now the good thing is that they should all have homes to live in around here. And they've got water here, there's food and stuff over there, so yeah, that'll be fine. There we go. So that one's just being built. That one still needs cloth and tools. That one needs everything. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to move the builder's hut over here. It means that they're not walking as far. Stone miners there. In fact, we might move this fella up here too. Where are we going to put you? We'll put you over here. And these two should be built soon as well. Now, admittedly, they don't produce as much iron. They produce about half as much iron as the other ones. But we can already see here it's gone up from 700 to 864. And that'll continue to grow now. So we've hit the balance there. So that should start to grow a little bit more rapidly now that we've got a few more iron sites. One of the things we should keep a note of too is that iron gets turned into iron ingots, and we're doing all right with that. Now, iron ingots, a lot of goods use those to be to turn into goods. So these buildings here, iron smelters, they're the ones that churn out iron ingots. Now, one of the things that we're going to do over here, I'm going to change one of these stone into iron ore as well. Just make sure that we're getting plenty of it in. Stone's starting to come back up too. To be honest, there's not much that uses stone now because we've built everything. We don't have any major building projects. I think, oh, here we go. It's finished, I think. Why is it saying... I mean, yeah, we could put some banners on it, I suppose. Let's take a look here. Anywhere else? No, that's alright. We'll just apply that. There we go, that one's been built. That one's got everything it needs now. I think everything is starting to work a little bit better now. Oh, why is our wine dropped off so much? Is everybody drinking wine? No access to entertainment? What are you talking about? Why are you there? What is all this? Is this a glitch? I think this is a glitch. Everyone should have access to entertainment. Look, we've got... beer's going back up a bit. Berry brew's fine. Yeah, that's fine there. And where's our tavern over here? I mean, sure, it doesn't have any wine, but it's got other things. Alright. I mean, let's take a look back over here. Let's take a look at our wine production. I mean, they've got everything they need. We've got two of them producing wine. I mean, these guys are producing vegetables. In fact, you know what we're going to do is we're going to take milk off of that. We're going to put vegetables in there so these guys can keep growing. Boat Company 2 is back. Why oh why are we starting to run low on wine? Let's double check our trade here, because I'm pretty sure it's not under 500. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe it's just a random drop off. We'll have to keep a look at the trend here. How's our bakery? They're doing fine. I mean, we could add another bakery, try and get that over 1,000. Oops, we forgot to turn immigration off, but we'll keep that for now. I mean, we could try making more breweries, more beer. Let's do that. We shall compensate for our lack of wine. With the golden nectar. And we're going to add... There we go, we're a town again. Alright, that's looking fine. Cheese is starting to drop off a wee bit, but we've got plenty of milk. This is all looking okay. What we are going to have to do at some stage though is we're going to have to start importing steel. Where will we do that? This is of concern. What we could do is we could build a single. Give that a little spin around. No, see, that's too far away. Or let's do this. Let's put you over here. Click build. What we're going to do is we're going to move this fellow out of here. We're going to bring him... we could put him here. Let's do that. And tell you what we'll do. We will add a single one of these and expand it a bit. Yeah, we'll put that there. What we're going to do is we're going to add peoples to that, and we're going to turn on our immigration again because I am silly. We're going to have a lot of beer here. Those numbers should start reaching over 200-300 soon enough. Wine is still of concern. I mean, we could expand this. That would be entertaining. Yeah, that kind of works. Yeah, we could do that. And then what we can do is we'll build, we'll click here, we'll go add a sub building, we'll add another vineyard, and then we're going to add another, add another winery. We'll have the other winery over here. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that these are turned on high. And what we're going to do too is that will allow us to add a few more people to the monastery as well. Alright, so some of the resources, what are we going to add here? We're going to add steel, we're going to add iron, we're going to add tools, we're going to add planks. Because I'm pretty sure those are all the things that these guys need. Nope, not you. Where's the other one? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so it's timber rather than planks. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap that planks out for timber. Add the last person here. Then we're going to add a brewer, a brouhaha. I mean, I'm not really concerned about the fence yet. We've got a builder on the fence here. It's like, no, I want these two built first. But they did the fence anyway. Okay. Alright, how's this all going? Yeah, all of a sudden you can see that, yeah, we're getting a lot more iron ore now, but people just sitting on their thumbs waiting for it to be brought in. So what we're going to do is we're going to there we go. And turn this mostly into iron ore now, since there seems to be so much up here. That'll force these guys to... I swear to God that this is a glitch. That's telling me monastic food. Okay, let's take a look here. Why are monastics not happy with their food? Let's see here. Okay. Garnish greens. Oh, we've got the wrong one. Derp. Derp, derp, derp. You guys, you're producing golden gruel, that's fine. Alright, let's take a look here. Yeah, get rid of you. Come on. Come on. House is upgrading, that's fine. Let's take a look here, see what's happening. So do you see this? This here is what happens when you have people not scouting, doing a when they're guarding an area. So how do we want to do this? So what we want to do is we want to paint another crop here. going to do is we're going to lower it back up a bit. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And then we're going to double check who's been taken from where. Yeah, so we need a couple more people in here again. So we're going to add those. There we go. Okay, we're doing all right now here. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to take the fish away because the fish don't need to be there anymore. We're going to put the garnished greens there, reassign, because garnished greens are being produced at a very high rate. Now we're going to do something very soon which is going to change the entirety of this section, at least in a little. There we go. We're just going to make sure that we've got enough resources to be able to do it. Okay, so here we've got Spear Company 2. Now, let's take a look. Spear Company 1, we're going to take you off of patrol duty, put you on mission duty. Now, this is where things are going to start changing up. What we're going to do, where are we? Administration, here we go. I'm going to add a watch post. This is going to change everything. Alright. How are we going to do this without stomping on people's property? We're going to put you here. We're going to add this guy here. Yeah, that'll do. Then we're going to add... Now we don't need to add a watch post, I don't think. We'll add a chimney. Now, can we add a gable? We can. I'm going to build that. What we're going to do too is we will add that tower in. Where is it? Here. We'll make it this fellow here. Alright. There we go. Hopefully that will mean all of this. Yep. Do we want to add another? Do we want to add another? We'll add one more. Yep, all good. No access to refined food, hey? That's what you think. No access to entertainment. What is going on here? Got plenty of entertainment down here. Unless they want us to entertain them up here, that would be a problem. Because that would require another tavern. But what we're going to do again is we're going to build another watch post tower. We're going to build it over here. We're going to make it one of these again. I'm going to build that one too. Now we're going to paint a patrol area. Patrol area. change a lot of things. Okay, so these guys all want to be commoners as well. So we're going to add you, we're going to add you. And once that's finished, okay, wine. You're not going up yet. Cheese, you are still going down. Okay, and beer. Beer, how are you doing, beer? Beer's going up. Okay, that's good. See, I think I made a little bit of a boo-boo there. When I decided to put this patrol out here, I didn't realise that they were actually going to be able to upgrade like this. Because as soon as I take that patrol away, if I want to send them somewhere... So, Company 2. But yeah, at least they're all making beer now. You know what, we're going to do one here as well. In fact, we're going to do more than one. No, not a tax office. Add a sub-building, we're going to add a watch post. Add a major tower here. No, one here, maybe one over here. I'm going to apply all. Who's building what now? Let's take a look. Why are these not appearing? Oh, okay. So we're going to add another. That's fine, and then we're going to pop. Now the patrol efficiency isn't great at the moment, but we are going to keep adding folk. And that should push that up a bit. Now you watch, all these are going to start changing like this has changed out here. why are they all saying they haven't got access to food all of a sudden? We've got a buttload of food, I think. Okay, fish is starting to run low. Okay, so we're going to add another patrol area here. Maybe this already has extended guard coverage, I don't know why. But what we're probably going to see soon enough is these areas here are going to start changing. What we're going to do over here is we're actually going to remove this as a patrol area, because I never intended that one to do that. In fact, I might put this as their patrol area. But they'll all drop off and change back soon. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cancel this one. And we're going to put these other two here. That's boosting our patrol efficiency. No access to food, eh? What I think I might do is I'm going to build another bakery. I think another bakery is in order at this stage. Where are we going to stick it? I reckon out here. Alright, then we're going to add there we go. All of a sudden our patrol proficiency is going to go right up, and you watch all these houses here and over here, they will change probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. I think this would be a good area to upgrade actually, and this one too. This one, yeah, that was a mistake. All right, looks like everybody's back. Let's see what their conditions are. Not bad. I'm going to have to send this sword company. Or will we? Or are we... Do we just simply need to add a soldier to that sword company? I reckon that may have been the case. let's add our final 2 here. That's as good as we're going to get it. These patrollers are just going to use food and patrol. That's why food drops down so quick sometimes. Alright. Common clothes is dropping off drastically. We've got plenty of wool though, so we might need to actually add... But where? That is the question, where? I reckon I'm going to do some over here again. Build those 2. Alright, this fella. It's already got extended guard. Paint a patrol area here. That is going to be our patrol area. Happy pilgrims at least. Okay, let's take a look here. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could do another one up here, which I think would be good. But I think we need to stabilize a few things here. Yeah, so we're going to need to... Oof. Well, this is difficult. Okay, I'm going to build us another bakery. Hope to dear God that the flour can keep up with them. I mean, fish has dropped down a fair bit, but we can't really do much more for fish. Because we've already got enough fishing boats there. And I think you can overfish and these will disappear. Okay, you've got no access to refined food. What refined food don't you have access to? I mean, they're all here. Here we go. We're starting to get the building changes now. We're going to drop these back down to... We just do not need that at coin. Taxes are fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're going to have enough clothes to last us, because they are dropping very fast. And what we're going to do here is we're going to build another big old bad boy right over here. We're going to stick you here. And a little something something here. And that'll be it. One of the other things might be supplying the royal soldiers. That might be what's tipped the balance here a bit. One of the other things you probably want to keep an eye on, when these buildings all change, they use plenty of planks and stone. Alright, speaking of planks and stone, we're going to move some into here. Add some glass and some polished stone as well. One of the other things we're going to do couple of things we're going to do actually. We're going to welcome some new folk. Going to invest in the Castle Harbour trade route. Alright, and then we're going to double check, so we're going to add, go over here, we're going to add another tailor, and yep, that was a serf. Okay, so there's the tailor. Hopefully that'll hold off a few things. Now we're going to add one of the bakeries. Bread will start going back up in a second. We're just hoping flour and wheat hold out. But yeah, this game is all about balance. If you go over producing something too high up on the chain, for example bread, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself without flour or without wheat, or without wheat and without flour. That is of a concern. So you can see here with the upgrade, it's going to take 2 glass, 1 stone, 15 polished stone, 10 tools and 40 planks. Alright, so you keep saying no access to refined food. I mean, there is no food here at all, actually. But I don't... These were all meant to be like for serfs and maybe a couple of commoners, but let's take a look. I mean, the reality is if bread is being overproduced, all of a sudden we're not getting enough wheat in, we can simply build another windmill. See, no access to entertainment. We've got a lot of beer now. I mean, wine's gone up marginally. Okay, do we have any water near here? Not really, so we'll put one here. Now, one of the other mechanics of this game in the early years, they used to have bad weather, storms, and what that would do is it would stop your fields from producing grain and things like that. Not stop, but it would halve their efficiency of a lot of things. And they took it out because it was too hard to balance. Alright, things are starting to change up over here. Looks like a nice day out there. I might go for a walk in a bit. Even a few are starting to change here. But we are going to add a few people here, and we're going to add more over there in a sec. Okay, these might be our commoners we ordered. Yes, they are, which means we can add them straight over here. There we go. So patrol efficiency is good. It's saying that we don't need to... Do we want to give wool to the elders? I think we're not interested at this stage. The other thing that we're going to do is paint a patrol area here. The question is where? Alright, this is good. So this is going to be a fairly large patrol area, this one. So hopefully we'll be able to add enough people to that one. Okay, so let's double check. No, they're all good now. This one here, we're going to add one more. And then we're going to start adding them in over here now. Now we're going to leave this one as is. I don't think there's any reason to upgrade this one. And if we upgrade too many areas at once, we're just going to flatline the economy. We're not going to have enough. See, planks have already dropped from about 1,000 to 600. However, these guys are now working their butts off. Tools are good. I mean, technically we could sell tools, but I rarely like selling tools because there's a couple of... how would you describe them? They're kind of like linchpins to this whole game. First one is timber. The second one is tools. And the third one is stone. Those three basics, if you do not have them, you're not going anywhere. And the economy is going to go backwards and shrink. Coal is another big one as well. Coal feeds a lot of different industries. See, they're saying they can't have their refined food, but... I mean, I suppose if I really wanted to... I don't, but I suppose I can add another food one there. I mean, we could build one up here. That would make sense, but again, I don't want to encourage people to move out here. This was literally, all this was for was these three mines over here and these four iron mines here, and then maybe some of these basically the primary producers were all out here. And I think what's happened is some of the commoners moved out here, so like the priests and that. Here we go. So things are starting to change over here. That's fine and dandy. Now coin is in the negative. It's alright for now. We're not too hushed up about that. If anything, we can just start asking people for taxes. Alright, patrol efficiency is, it's still saying it's too large, but we'll get there. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to start charging taxes here. Now, bread's gone up, but flour has definitely dropped off. So we're going to build another flour mill. We just go, that was almost always going to happen. So we're going to do this. In fact, let's see. I'm going to charge a few extra taxes here as well. It's going to bum out the labour, but we don't really care about that. We're finished with labour. We've done everything that we need to. Alright. So we're going to open our list now. Now it looks like we can upgrade a few more militiamen there. Let's take a look here now. So, yep, Saw Company 2. Yeah, looking good. So we're going to take these guys off of patrol duty and put them back on mission duty. We're going to put these guys on patrol duty. So it's asking us where. Well, we're going to put them in the same spot as we had the last one. There we go. So that's going to be the new patrol area there. And what have we got building? So we're going to put one in the market stall over here. We're going to put meat and we're going to put cheese here. And bread. And that should keep people from whining about not having enough refined food. Alright, then we're going to stick the rest over here. Now, here we go, that's perfect. And we're going to add a couple more. It's still saying it's too large. So what we might do as well is we might, what you can do sometimes is you can be very specific about where people patrol. For example, we don't need it out here. We just need it on their homes. I mean, we could add another patrol up here and we could have one section doing up here and then one over here. That might be good. So why don't we do that? We'll go here, we'll pop this one on the back here. It doesn't look like it's impeding anything. We'll add a chimney. Let's make it one of these ones. Sits on top there. Yeah, that'll do nicely. And then what that does is we can now, let's double check and see if we've got, yep, we've got more folk coming. They're inbound. Alright, now we're going to slow down immigration for a second here. I'm going to add 2 more patrollers here. And what we're going to do is we're going to half their patrol area. I'm going to get rid of all of this section up here. We'll make it, this isn't their section. What we're also going to do, so I noticed a little hole in the road paving there, so we'll add that one. Now, so these guys, now it's adequately sized, so we're going to, yep, that's looking good. Now this other one over here, they'll take care of this top area here, I think. And that'll be it. And then we can focus a little bit more. Ooh, we're still dropping even though we're taxing. That hasn't happened in a long time. Okay, so clothes are going back up. That's good. Beer's back up. Cheese is starting to go up. Bread's definitely starting to stabilize. Looks like everything... Honey's kind of off at the moment. Why is honey? I want to take a look at... Let's take a look here at our list. I mean, we can upgrade more soldiers. That's good. We're not interested in them at the moment. So we've upgraded a beekeeper. So beekeepers are important. Don't come at me with your problems. Sure, we can do some hosting. Okay, in fact, we're going to turn immigration back on because we're going to need folk for over here. And let's see. What's more important at the moment? Let's start this bad boy up. Wine has gone up again marginally, fairly slowly. We're okay with that though at this point. Alright, so we want to start looking at seeing if we can do that noble rescue mission, which is the highest one there. And I'm pretty sure it's almost like the last thing we have to do. So, let's do it. So we need one sword, one bow, and a company of any type. So we've got sword. No, we can't do that yet. What we need to do is we need to upgrade a bow to a knight, I reckon. So let's upgrade. Oh, there we go. In fact, we may have just sorted out our problem there. Let's take a look. Go back to here. We go bow company. Yep. I think we've sorted it out. We go sword company and a company of any other. Castle company, you've done me right. We'll send you out. Okay. Then we're going to do... Yeah, I like this one. We're going to do the village crawl. So we're going to go 1, 2, and... we need another sword company. Where is my other sword company? Sword company 2. Oh, you're on patrol. We're going to we're going to take you off of patrol. And we're going to go village crawl. We're going to go sword company. We're going to assign a spear company. And we're going to assign a... let's assign the bow company. And then we'll have one spear company. We're going to put you to patrol duty. You are in charge of patrolling over here. Yep, that's looking sexy. We'll keep that as is. Okay. We should have some people hopefully coming soon. Alright, we've got about another 50 minutes and then we're going to be shutting down for the day. Alright. Oh no, have we made a boo-boo? I think we have. Yes, we have. Okay. So I can't change this building. So I'm going to have to get rid of it. Oh, god damn it. apply all. Okay, then we're going to add a sub-building. Click watch post. That was exactly what we were meant to do before. Interesting. Okay, well, when it build that. Okie dokie. We can do that. Still waiting on some commoners. Have we missed the last bunch? I mean serfs. I feel like we might have missed the last bunch. Okay. They're doing a good enough job here, but I think extended guard coverage area. It's interesting how we've got such an effective patrol area here, but yet patrol coverage isn't fully covering there. Oh well. Okay. You're all good. You will soon be good. What we're going to do is, like we said, I actually don't want you to overdo that. Do this area, all over here. Nobody needs to patrol this area here, that's fine. And we're going to, I want to add another couple of people down here. Hopefully this will be a really effective patrol area. In fact, what we're going to do as well is we're going to remove this area here. We're going to remove this area here, this area here. We're going to remove all of this because we don't need to patrol here. Bow Company 1 is back. Cool. I'm actually wondering, these are upgrading here. Maybe it's because there's builders here. Like, we've got the patrols everywhere, yet these ones aren't upgrading. Let me take a look at something. Let's see where all of our builders are. Oops. Builder's Workshop, here we go. So we've got one up here, so we're going to move him well over the other side. Close to our other patrol area. So we're going to put him here. And this one here we're going to move as well, but not as far. We're going to put you, we'll put you right about here. Alright. Then we've got another one here. I'm going to move you too. I'm going to move you, my friend. I'm going to move you up here. Alright. Ooh. That rarely happens. Okay. Then I am also going to put you here. Builder's workshop, we definitely do not need you here. We're going to put you... let go, I let go. Okay. I'm going to put you up in here. Yeah, no, that's okay. Alright, now let's go back to here. Why are we still not getting any population coming through? Oh, we've hit over 1,000. I mean, that's good. Tax office. Yep, no, they did pick that up. Okay. So we just need some millers. Here we go. Here's a group. Because we are already running very low on flour now. Bread's doing well though. Alright, so we're going to add all of these guys here. That should help us. That, yep, it's already gone up back over 100, but we will go further than that soon. Okay. Alright, so we're starting to get places. I mean, yeah, sure, for a statue, why not? Alright, let's take a look at this patrol coverage again here. This seems a bit odd. I feel like that's too big. We could drop this a little here. Maybe a little here. But we're definitely going to add a lot more people. In fact, because we're doing most of our work on that side now, what we're going to actually do is we're going to drag our town centre back over here. Pretty much where we started. Alright, money's going perfectly fine, taxes are fine, happiness is fine. Alright. You do though, you have access. Please buy refined food. Fish has gone back up a bit, meat's stable. Bread is good, cheese is fine. They're good too. In fact, we could pump that to 1,000 in. Let's take a look here, where are they at? Okay, honey's pretty low still, something's biting into honey. Okay, so we're going to make all these 600 now. Including clothing, even though we're not really selling any. But we've got a good balance there now. Clothing is, I mean, I wish I had about 200 more, that would be good. But if I build, I could be producing more cloth. It's whether or not the wool could take it. Ooh. There's quite a few there. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We are going to add these guys. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now it's saying it's too large still. So what we really probably have to do now is we have to expand this. So what we're going to do is we're going to... No, we don't want it as a tax collector, we want the watch post. So you can add a minimum of 2 more, so we can add them. And here. Ooh, this is right on the border here. I'm not liking this. We're kind of squeezing them in. We could try to move this fellow maybe to over here. In fact, that's what we're going to do. We're going to move that here. We're going to make sure that this guy is built very quick. We're going to now edit this. In fact, we're going to remove this one. We're going to replace it with a big brother. And then we're going to add this tower to that. And we'll give it another door here. Apply all. And then we're going to chuck that up. Oop. Sure, we will have a fish fair. You're fine. You're also fine. I am so confused about this. I mean, if I keep adding people, maybe that'll go up, or maybe I just need to make a brand new area. We'll work that out soon enough. These should be... I mean, we could add a watchtower in the middle there. That might help. So if I add a city watchtower, let's add a city watchtower here. In fact, let's add another one. Actually, that's a rustic. We don't want that. We want this one. Let's add another one over here. In fact, let's add another watchtower over here. It's too bad you can't make watchtowers taller either. Here we go. Take a look at that. That's fantastic now. This lot here isn't upgrading. That's interesting. Even though we've got a perfectly good... Hang on. Swear that was... Didn't we build a... I mean, something's upgrading here. No, that's right, we deleted it. We deleted it, didn't we? Yeah, that's going. Flowers above 100 again, so that's good for now. Alright. I think this is a glitch. let's take a look here. Okay, now because we've got a couple of guard towers going up, that should help us. Partial guard coverage, so we'll need to add a couple more guards there. Okay, so we've got one guard tower there, one guard tower there, and we've got one being built up there. Yeah, things are starting to move now, that's good. Yeah, and things are starting to move down here too now. Okay, let's take a look here. Spear Company 2 still on patrol, that's good. Yeah. War rations are being used now, in fact. Oh good, yeah, I was worried because we had that on pause for a while. Okay, look at the beer. Beer's gone right back up. That's where we want it. Wine is still sitting. It hasn't quite breached 200, but... yeah, no, we're doing alright here. Honey's still above 100. I am curious as to why honey... ooh, hello. Iron ore for the king. Oh, we can definitely do that one. In fact, that helps us out in a few levels because we can almost get pole arms now. Now, I haven't set... what I do need to do is we need to... yeah, we can buy steel. So that's what we're going to start doing. We're going to start buying steel. We're going to start buying it at blocks, in blocks of 50. Now, if I remember correctly, we built this. Yeah, so we've got steel coming in. Now the question is, Davenport, thou art a bitch. Really want more planks. I mean, we could add a couple here, I suppose. I'm going to build 4. That should definitely get us over the road. And hopefully not bite into our timber too much. The other thing, of course, is that everything's going to start upgrading now, and that is going to bite into it a bit, but that's only a... let's take a look here. So we've got an unguarded location, weak, partial, 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 partial. Why is it partial? we've only got one guard tower here. That is of interest. Partial guard coverage. I wonder if it's because we don't have extended. Here we go. I bet you if I go back here now, yeah. So all those guard towers now are going to be radiating coverage. Still, we do need something to take care of this here. Oh, I reckon, let's see what we can do here. I mean, we've got 4 tax collectors here. We don't really need that many. We could... Let's change this from a tax office to a watch post. Yes, we're going to confirm that switch. Alright, then... Now, these guys are citizens, though that's okay for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make this their responsibility, this area here, and maybe up to about here, I reckon. And what we're going to do with these guys is we're going to drop their patrol. There we go. I'm going to drop their patrol area right back to here. I reckon they can handle that. So then what we're going to do is we're going to boost their patrol efficiency. Yeah, that works out fine. Double check this one. We can add a few more up here. Alrighty. Now we've added quite a few people now without adding to our food reserves, but we're still holding, I would say we're still holding fairly strong actually, and we really won't need to, why oh why, let's take a look here. Beautification is fine. It's good there and it's fine there. Alright. Zone the areas. Undesirable neighbourhoods. Now you can see all of our undesirable neighbourhoods, except for this little bit here, are well outside where we want people living. So if we pop this up, you can see there are no undesirable areas within our residential zones. That's what we really want. People are saying they've got no access to refined food. I'm calling bullshit on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that, remove that for a sec. Add a watchman. And add a few more up here. So we really only need 2 more up here. And this area here should really... I mean, this area should be good enough to look after itself. It's saying it's too small for current patrol, so what we're going to do is going to move this up a bit too. Okay, now it's adequate apparently. So we're gonna... yeah, I think that's going to be fine. There we go, take a look at that. We're doing quite well there and our money is really good. We're going to add just a few more folk to the patrols. Ooh. Alright, so whenever they have this sign up here, that means there's nobody kind of patrolling this area. Not patrolling, in the guard tower. Those will change as people swap over. Alright, so we're going to add 2 more in here. And I think that's really going to sort that area out now. And we're going to add the rest into here. Let's take a look here. So quite often, yeah, you'll see this and it will add, you can see how it's adding to the patrol. So this will start to build up. So we need about 3 more in here. What I'm going to do too is I'm going to remove 2 of those from here. And I'm going to add them over here. There we go. So this whole area should be a bit more balanced out now. Let's take a look. Ah, of course. Forgot about this. Now that's beautiful. If you take a look at all the houses now that are being upgraded, they're all over the place now. We've got our steel, our glass, and pole arms. Okay, so now that we've got steel, this is how we are going to work it. Now this becomes problematic after a while, because if you're using steel weapons, you cannot sell steel weapons to anybody. What am I doing? I'm pressing the wrong one. So if we take a look here, as soon as you start building steel weapons, the only people that buy weapons are these guys. Castle Harbour. Now Castle Harbour does not buy steel weapons. And nobody else does. But you want them for your own troops. So you can do one of 2 things. You can swap them over to building steel and then just resolve that you're not going to be selling weapons anymore. And that takes a bite out of our money a little bit, but we're not making a huge amount. Or you can build a second set of weapons manufacturers and you can start building steel weapons and continuing to sell your iron ones. The only problem with that one, of course, is that eventually all your guys have steel weapons. Yes, sometimes they break and they need to be replaced, but the iron weapons, and they'll get continuously sold, but eventually you don't really need three separate places creating steel weapons anymore. That's really it. You just don't need it. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap over from iron to steel, and what will happen here is sometimes this happens. I think it's a bit of a glitch. So from spear to polearm, short bow to recurve bow. Yep. Okay. So here we go. We're swapping over. Now, the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to... Where is it? Our armory. All of a sudden, now we're going to put in a steel sword. Yes, we're going to reassign anyway. Recurve bow, we're going to reassign that. Iron sword, we're going to go... I think it's a polearm. Okay. So, these guys are going to start making those. Alright, now what's also going to happen is our lads over here are going to retrain themselves when they get back. In fact, these guys here might, as soon as the first pole arms go up, they're going to start swapping them over. Actually, no, that's not quite true. What you need to do... Now, I haven't gotten up to pikes yet. Now, there's pole arms. I don't know how you get to pikes. I don't know how that's a thing yet. But we'll work that out. I mean, anybody watching, if you know how to do it, feel free to add it in the comments. Okay, let's take a look here. I will send an envoy at once. We have a royal court visiting, potentially. There we go. Okay, we've filled this one up now. Okay. This should eventually start taking care of itself now. This one here is fine. And this one here is also fine. So what we need to do is we need to stop the immigration now. Got plenty of people. Okay. So let's double check. Have we got any mandates here we need to fill out? We could ask to pause our royal duties for a bit. That's simply getting us influence with the kingdom. But we really don't need that anymore. So we are going to ask them to pause that. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to try to work out how we get tier 3 weapons. So we have to do advanced military campaigns, as they are not currently craftable. High-level missions, often initiated by a visiting knight, a reward for a limited number of these weapons. Regularly running missions with your 10-soldier company is the best method to accumulate them over time. So yeah, you just need to repeat high-ranked missions, apparently, which we don't have access to just yet. Okay. Here we go. This is the one here, marching to the enemy. Alright, so let's take a look here. Before we send anybody out, we're going to swap all of our guys over. Oh wow. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to up the amount of steel that we're buying too. Steel's going to go to 100. Alright, and these guys should start punching those out now. Alright, no access to quarters lodging. He's got no access to quarters. Royal duties have been put on pause. Excellent. Now we could add, if somebody's got no access to quarters, could add another building here. As part of private quarters, we could add another section, I suppose. This looks good. And how about we add another little section here? Yeah, we could do that. Looks good. Gonna build that up. This looks a little odd here. I would have rather have had it in the middle over here. I mean, we could possibly do that. It would require a lot of moving things though, which I'm not in the mood to do right now. Hello. I am enjoying Foundation immensely. Selena Morrison. It's a pleasure to meet you, Selena. No, I really love it. I am probably going further than I ever have before. For example, I never had coinage over 10,000. Wood for the elders. Not interested, maybe next time. And let me take a look over here. I'm going to place our town centre over here, and we're going to allow immigration again because we want more planks. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I've played it through probably about 20 times in different ways over the last, I think it's been out for maybe 8 to 10 years, and it's a completely different game to what it was when I started. So I thought for a first set of streams, I'm just going to, you know, make this city, make this town, and run through the game again with people. And my goal is at the moment is we want to get, there's a whole bunch of weapons that we don't have access to. We've got to do them in missions. This one here. So I want longbows, pikes and long swords. Once we've got that and we can do the noble rescue and we're going to have the king come and visit, I think that's pretty much the end of the game. Let's attend. Yep, in fact, we'll talk about a royal visit. At the moment it is, yeah. So it's, I won't be doing it all the time. Maybe like, let's say I'll probably go through a run through maybe once every 6 months or something. I don't know. But I play games like Age of Empires. In fact, I'm going to just pause it for a second so I can tell you, because I play a huge variety of things here. So, yeah, all the Age of Empires. I've got another game called Banished, which is similar. I've got all the Command & Conquer Red Alert games, which, you know, I loved those as a kid. Rarely play them now. Company of Heroes. That's an RTS game. I've got Dead by Daylight, Europa Universalis, Furthest Frontier. They're both builder games too. Hell Let Loose. That's a first-person shooter. Manor Lords, which is probably like the most recent builder game. Medieval Dynasties, that's another strategic game, and I've got a lot of the Total War games and Civilization. Where the Winds Meet, that's something I've been looking at. And of course Baldur's Gate 3, which is something that I enjoy playing. So yeah, I'm all over the board, I guess. That is a really good question. Like I say, I'm all over the place, so I'm kind of like whatever takes my fancy, but RPGs are definitely something I play a fair bit of, but I'm into more RTS, so real-time strategy games like this, and builder games. I mean, my favourite game ever of the last probably 20 years is probably The Witcher 3. And so because I've literally just started streaming this week, so what I'm planning on doing is I'll be doing like a run through The Witcher 3. I'm going to do a run through of Dragon Age Inquisition. I only played that on console, but I was told that I had to play it on computer because that's what it was designed for. But yeah, I'm doing a run through of that at some stage. What else? I don't know actually, because like I just do whatever takes my fancy at this point. But I try to keep it consistent. I do have like a Discord that I've set up and a YouTube channel, so everything I stream here I record. And I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. People can obviously add me to, we can be on Discord, and if you make a suggestion of a game, I'll take a look. How's the experience? It's great. So I've got this set to high speed, so I'm going to turn it down a bit just so you can see. This is the average speed of what people move at here. It's a lot slower. I just played it ×3 because once you've been playing it for a while, it gets a little. You can play it at a faster rate. But yeah, if you really like builder games, this is probably one of the best ones. There's no fighting in it, which is probably. Like, a lot of people get turned off of building games like this because, you know, their town gets destroyed by, like, roaming barbarians or something, or another person attacks your town. It's not like that. The only military you have is you build, like, a castle, and you can build companies which are made of soldiers, 10 soldiers each. Oh, we get to host the king. And those soldiers you send away on campaign, and you don't control them and that, they just like fight in the king's army. And that's as close as you get to it. Other than that, this game's all about like logistics and management. So like, if you can run a house budget, you could probably do this game. But yeah, and yeah, it's all about like controlling money. So you tax the population. So I've got my taxes set to rather low at the moment, and obviously taxing people makes them unhappy, so you need to control their happiness through different methods. Oop. There we go. Happy pilgrims. So, yeah, I would recommend this game. 100%. Usually you would find it for less than... if you don't mind me asking, what part of the world do you hail from? And I'll try and work out what it might be in your currency for you. Okay, well, thank you. So, in Australian dollars, it's roughly about $30 last time I checked, which would probably be around $15, $16 US. That's the equivalent trade amount anyway, I think. Yeah, I'm from Victoria in Australia, so I'm from the far south of Australia. You would have probably heard of the city of Melbourne. I'm not that far away from there. Alright, so now that we've built patrols, you can see that they're patrolling the area. Red means it's low patrol, green means it's got plenty of time, and it's like a little countdown. Once you build patrols, your houses go from being tiny like this to being something like this. So obviously you can see they can fit a huge amount more people in. Well, if I'm being honest, I had a big health scare probably 2 years ago where I needed to get heart surgery, and unfortunately I still haven't fully recovered. I have had some complications post-surgery, and I've got something called ME/CFS, which is also known as chronic fatigue syndrome. So work, unfortunately, isn't something that I can do right now, and I haven't been able to. But one of the things about chronic fatigue syndrome is that you get days where you can feel much better. But as I like to put it, is that you're reliably unreliable. So holding down a full-time job or even a part-time job can be really difficult because you don't know when you're going to be tired or not. So I've got a couple of friends who stream. One does like horror games, and another one does kind of like role-playing games. And they both knew I like playing games, so they said I should give streaming a go. So I've just started doing it this week, because the good thing about streaming is that, like, if you're feeling unwell, you can totally choose to like jump off and all that. Yeah, I have heard you can earn money in that. And you got to get like a certain amount of followers and stream a certain amount of times and things, and that's fine and good. But I suppose I do this because I'm just like, it was partly to, share my enjoyment of playing games. I also, it gives me something else that I can do in the day, and I feel kind of productive, even though it is just playing games. But, making money on here would be really good, because yeah, we can do that. My partner, I haven't been able to work, and I used to have my own business. I was an archaeologist, and, I was earning enough, to help support my family and that. But when all this happened, just over 2 years ago, I had to pull back. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 25 followers, 3 viewers. So I've got in, let's see here, 6 days I've got 6 followers. So I've basically been gaining a new follower each day. Yeah, no, I mean, if I was earning a little bit of money as well from this, like 100%, it would be a wonderful feeling. And I think that's not the main reason I'm doing this, but it's like a nice thought in the back of my head. Yeah, actually, because I've got my 2 friends who are both streamers, they've helped me start setting things up at the moment, and I have like my medieval identity set up on my page. Like I said, I've got YouTube and Discord too, and I'm going to set up an Instagram account just for my channel eventually. But yeah, I've got my friends; they're definitely helping me out with that. Because they say like there's a lot of people online that will like artists and that will try and sell you their works online and stuff, but I just don't need that because that'll cost me money, and well I mean, like I say, I don't need it, and my friends both do that kind of thing and they've offered to do it for free, which is great. And like I've already got like a few animations and things, so yeah, I'm really happy with what I've got and how I'm starting. And it's just a bit of a hobby really at this stage. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't know, like, because I compare, like, I'm not really comparing myself too hard. I'm just doing my own thing, but like I follow my friends, and they're really, they're both affiliates, and they've got followers and subscribers and all this kind of stuff, and they, like, I just kind of follow what they do in a way, and they both help me out. So yeah. All right, let's take a look back at the game for a second. We're going to turn off immigration again. Now, we've basically got everything that we can get now. Now, let's take a look. Have we got any spare jobs for people? Now, wheat is going down quite low, and so is flour. Do we need another wheat farm? This could just be a low time for wheat, because this stuff rotates. Let's just wait and watch it for a bit and see if it goes back up. There we go. Community on Discord, where we support streamers and YouTubers. Yeah, I mean, if you want to send me the link, I'll definitely take a look at it. Okay, no more room at lodging. Oh. Alright, we'll allow their militiamen to train here. That may come at a bit of a cost. Alright, we're hosting the king at the moment. That's really good. We've added... Ooh. Yeah, we're going to invite the sentinel. Look, there we go. There's the king. Lutward. Retinue of the king. Oh, they don't have a queen. There we go. How cool's that? Okay, yep. Can you not click on the link in my channel? Let me just check here. I'll get my Discord up. Ah. Let's invite you to... Let's see here. There we go. So there's a link to my server. Well, that's unfortunate. It looks like another scam artist. That is a damn shame. They sounded nice. And the other problem is, of course, is when you say you're from the US and you can't write basic English. I mean, that might be true, but... Yeah. So just doing a quick look around here. 100% there are people out there, scammers, trying to send you phishing links. Yeah. So if people are saying that they can't add me via my Discord link in my chat or in my on my channel, that's ridiculous. It works every time. Alright, let's take a look here. Looks like all my guys, almost all my guys, Spear Company 2's got all polearms. They've all got recurve bows. Spear Company 1, you're good. So it's only the Guard Company now, which we're going to make sure that they have polearms. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look here. Double check that because they should be swapping over relatively quickly here. So a couple, well, they'll be changing over from spears soon enough. Who doesn't have access to entertainment? You know what, we're going to start buying a few things now because we can. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that everybody has access to beer and wine. Let's take a look here. Meat, and 1 over 1,000. Fish, we're going to do the same. Bread, we're doing the same. Cheese, we're doing the same. Common wares, common clothes. You watch now, this is going to drop like a rocket at me, thinks. Keep saying no access to entertainment, but the reality is so we've already dropped from 26,000 back down to 17,000. We are going to invite the Sentinel as well to make a visit. We're also going to improve the Castle Harbour trade route when this reaches 59. Oh, sorry, 50. Let's take a look here. Yeah, they're just retraining. That's working well though. Okay. Let us see here. So we need to assign one bow company. We need to assign a spear company. We need to assign a sword company. And we're going to assign a castle company. There we go, marching to the enemy. Now, who do we have left over? Bow company, spearman company, sword company. Mission. Spear company 2's on patrol. So what we're going to do now is, I'm sure, there we go, we're going to invest in that one, we're going to invest in that one, we're going to open the lists up, and we're going to, there we go, these guys are all soldiers now, so let's see. Alright, the king is delighted. That's good. Now what we're really wondering about at this point we're getting there. All right, 96. Why? Oh my goodness. Okay. You look away for 10 seconds. Alright, cheese. We can probably sell to 1,000 now. Bread, you can be the same. All right. Take a look here. And up the taxes even more at this point. Let's double check that all of our slots are filled within here. Yeah, it doesn't look so. All right. Okay, so maybe we need to double check a few things here. Okay, so what's the next thing we're going to do? I think let's take a look here. So these guys are still using, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop off steel. I'm going to head back to iron weapons. Here we go. I think we're nearly done here now, guys. Oh, look at all the glass that's been used too. That's a lot. Let me just double check that our glass manufacturer is still working. So we did move them not too long back. Where are they? They're here. There we go. So the other thing we can do now, let's take a look here. Alright, we're not doing too bad with the king so far. Let's double check something here. Spear company. Yeah, they're doing alright. We can do wood for the elders. I think what we need to do is we need to build something up here. Let's see. We need to build probably another tavern up here. Methinks. I think that will get rid of this lack of entertainment. So that's what we're going to do. We'll build another tavern up here. Something simple. No need to get too fancy with this one. It's on the outside of town. Then we'll add a sub-building. Yeah, we can add you here. Then we'll add another berry brewery. They need a chimney. Then we're going to add a tavern kitchen out the back here. They also need a chimney. We'll add a entrance out the back there. There we go. Turn that one up. Because I reckon once we get into that, that should save us a lot. What we are really kind of humming and hawing about are these three. So we might need to build a couple more, and I didn't think this would happen, but we need to build a few more apiaries, I think. And wine and beer. Beer has always been a bit of a problem. It's saying we haven't got enough wheat here. We might need to build a wheat farm, maybe at the back here. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to build another wheat farm out the back here. Oop. In fact, we're going to allow the population to go up again here. Alright guys, it's getting close to end time. So I am going to probably jump off now for a few hours, and then I might jump on a game of Age of Empires later tonight. See how we go there. But yeah, I think for now we're doing fairly well. In fact, let's take a look here. At this point, we'll start getting these in. In fact, take a look. Campaign's a success. We got ourselves a few long swords. Something else we might do is we might build the third part to this old boy here. think that's it for today on Foundation. It's been a pleasure. Even those who try to scam you. I mean, that's a real bloody shame. Like I said, at the end of the day, you can't really do anything about them. But just let them know that, you know, they really are the scum of the earth. Here we go. I'm going to call that Ravensford number 6. So, ooh. The file is too large to be saved to the cloud. Okay. Why don't we delete a few of these auto saves? Like I say, this is an indie game. Ravensford 4, 5 and 6. There we go. Delete some more of these autosaves. I'm hoping this might free up enough space for us. Let's see here. Oh wow. Cannot be saved to the cloud. Well, there we go, guys. Thank you for joining me again. We will probably end the final stream for Foundation tomorrow. We'll jump on Foundation again maybe in another year after this. And we'll try and find something else to play in the meantime. One thing, so Saturday Australian Eastern Standard Time as well, I'll probably be doing some D&D prep, so you feel free to watch for that one. Anyway, thank you for your time and your kind words, and we will see you again soon.